Amid an exciting, even shocking week in Big Ten play, the 8th-ranked Maryland Terrapins gird themselves to face the visiting Penn State Lady Lions on their home court. Here's a look at our starting lineups tonight. Thompson in the starting crew for the second straight game. Maryland led by Diamond Miller, just named today to the Big Ten Honor Roll.
How about that? I mean, some stellar play from the sensational sophomore, Shyanne Sellers. She has just been doing it on both sides. She was a defensive stalwart last year as a freshman, but this season you've really seen her take a huge leap on the offensive end with her skill set.
Penn State 0-6 on the road this season. 3 straight losses against top 25 teams. Have not beaten a top 10 opponent since 2004. A lot on the line tonight for the Lady Lions, who start things off here quickly. Alexa Williamson in the paint.
Well, they have to get their buckets down, and they play a 2-2-1 three-quarter court press. And Carolyn Kiever told us that's just to contain. We're not trapping in that. We just want to slow Maryland down because Maryland plays at such a frenetic pace. Well, both teams love to do it, and that's why Brenda Free said whoever turns the other over will have the most success in this game. So you have to watch those passing lanes because here goes Diamond Miller.
2-on-1 for the Terrapins. An easy finish for Abby Meyers. A couple quick baskets in the paint for Maryland.
Diamond Miller is the top 5 defender in the Big Ten in terms of creating steals like that. Just over 2 a game, and then here comes Shyanne Sellers doing her part.
Sellers against the smaller Shaycheski. No match there, 1-on-1.
And then right here, shooting the gap, is Diamond Miller. 2 steals a game coming into this one on average, and you just have to come and meet the pass. You didn't learn on that side. How about the other side? Shyanne Sellers doing the same exact thing, getting up the line, pushing tempo the other way for an easy deuce.
Shania Pinto, cross-court pass, and a 3 badly needed drain by Tania Thompson deep in the corner.
Tania Thompson gets back in the starting lineup.
Abby Meyers, so smooth, so pure from 3. On the other side, Williamson cannot hit again, right at the rim.
Can't have too many of those. A margin of error against a team like Maryland who scores in bunches. You have to get those easy buckets to fall, especially in transition unguarded.
5 points early for Abby Meyers. And a lob right to McKenna Marisa. Botched pick and roll there. She will pull up and hit the mid-range jet.
Transition 3, when you can kick it out, especially on a skip pass action, it's going to be a wide open look.
Lavender Briggs, through multiple defenders, gets herself free for a jump shot from the free throw line.
Lavender Briggs just getting her feet under her this season, a transfer out of Florida. She was second team All-SEC.
Renee Alexander also new into the game. Allie Brigham entering the floor as well for Penn State. Bree McDaniel left wide open for 3, and she drains it.
You can't leave her open, and she's going to make you pay like that. And she's seen flashes from her team this season in particular. And that's what she was talking about. Like, we understand what we need to do, but it's just a matter of getting from point A to point B, which is point B being execution.
Abby Meyers slicing to the basket. Great read, and another easy 2. All the scoring coming in the paint or the three-point line for the Terrapins as Marisa can't knock down the 3. 7-0 run for the Terrapins. Sellers, the blow-by.
Cradled the ball, almost looked like a
running back.
A running back. There you go. Sure. It's just basketball, huh? Hold on.
Last week's Big Ten Player of the Week. Kapanis trying to do the same thing here, but she is stopped by Lavender Briggs.
Nice rotation by her to build that wall in transition, and that was another key for Maryland.
Diamond Miller, are you serious?
I mean, she is just so bouncy, and she bounced right under the rim with those long arms and pulled up on the other side, incredibly executed by Diamond Miller.
12-0 run for the Terrapins, operating on all cylinders on the other side. The patience of Marisa, she gets into the paint. Numbers for Maryland, she's going to find Miller, the trailer, and floater is perfect as well.
Float game effortless by Diamond Miller.
Shaycheski stepped out of bounds.
I mean, it looked like she was ice skating, Sloan. Like, that just looked easy. to her.
Just shaking my head here.
You are.
The Big Ten Plus app, powered by Big Ten Network. Download and subscribe now. Pins on. Finds Meyers. Doesn't even need to come down with it. But very balanced for Maryland in this first quarter. Under a minute to go. Chesky. And a great box out by Meyers as well. Meyers thought about that three instead. Will pull up from the free throw line and cans it.
Abby Meyers, she's a three-level scorer. Yes, she shoots over 40% from three, so you're going to mark her from outside the line. But you better mark her inside the line, too, at the second level and right there at the rim, because she can do it. She can do it all. Transfer out of Princeton.
11 first quarter points for Abby Meyers. She's coming off a game in which she scored 12, has been a little bit slower to score recently. Not the case this evening.
And she can also shoot it over her shoulder.
Diamond
facing the basket.
Diamond Miller just playing with the defense, toying with them at the buzzer. Chesky not there. 29-9 is their lead.
Well, it was a phenomenal effort by Maryland and a hot start for Abby Meyers right there with the lob and the finish. And then you better catch me right here on the second level. Paid dividends for the Terps, and that's why they have this 20-point lead going into the second.
The Terrapins starting the ball here in the second quarter, do turn it over, but they ended that first quarter on a 20-2 run.
They understand the assignment. They know that they need to take better care of the ball. They know that they need to be intentional with finishing shots inside. And that's why I said the two that they missed, they can't afford to do that against a team like Maryland who can score in avalanche style.
Quick closeout on Meyers and Lavender Briggs. This time we'll turn it over with the travel. With this press spearheaded by Shyanne Sellers, the sophomore, last year's Big Ten Sixth Player of the Year. And one of the best you'll see in this conference. McKenna Marisa off the dribble, can't quite get there.
Maryland clogged that paint defensively, didn't allow a clean look.
Diamond Miller attacking, and she will go to the free throw line to shoot two.
For however long it was, it seemed like it was a long time doing that job. And you don't do anybody any favors by just making a shift and move like that, but that just reminded me of trying to make the defense shift. That defense was turning her, so they were forcing it, but she still got to the cup.
Happiness and Marisa getting the ball over. But Maryland extending this defense out even toward the half-court line, and now Penn State has 8 seconds left. Happiness loses her defender, can't net the long-range two. Good effort by Pinto, and Marisa knocks down the three.
Diamond Miller is limping after she got herself up off the floor there, and I think Brenda Freeze sees it because it was right in front of Maryland's bench.
Quickly inside, Alexander working through traffic, and she draws a whistle.
Well, Diamond Miller, right here we're going to see a different angle of that, and she just looked like she stepped on Shyanne Sellers' foot, and that's her exiting. Sending a lot of love your way, Susie. Hopefully you're doing okay.
Penn State wants to get the ball inside, score in the paint, but Terrapins making that difficult. Along the baseline, Marisa misses. And Diamond Miller set to check back in at the scorer's table right now.
That's good news. You see Bree McDaniel helping her tie her shoe as she's getting herself together. You can always get you the Velcro, which they didn't want to have. So I'm like, you're going to do the laces. Do the laces full on.
That's even less cool.
That is.
Happiness with 5 seconds left, trying to direct traffic. A stagnant Penn State offense. She shoots over 4 gold jerseys. Jonasia Cash working the clock.
If you take your foot off the gas pedal in terms of your focus and mental approach to competing at the highest level, I mean, there are no excuses. I mean, you know what time the game is. You know who you're playing. You go over the scout. You get quizzed on the scout. You have to follow through.
Abby Meyers flips it up and in. She's up to 12 right now, and Maryland is 12 of 14 from 2-point range.
That's just phenomenal. We're talking about efficiency and following the game plan. We said, Brenda Free said, hey, we have to get downhill and get into the paint. And that's what they're doing. We're turning the ball over. Penn State has barely gotten any good ball reversals and dribble drive actions because of Maryland's staunch defense.
Abby Meyers for 3, too long there. Good effort by McDaniel, getting a lot of time here in this first half. Another try, Meyers will get it out. Alexander, one of the best three-point shooters in the Big Ten. 13 points, 4 rebounds, that her first assist. McKenna Marisa gets it to drop.
How exciting is that to know that the way this season has unfolded so far, we still have a month more of topsy-turviness across the league.
Faithlessness in the paint. That was Maryland's 6th turnover of the quarter, by the way.
And their 10th of the game. But Penn State hasn't been able to pay it off. They only have 7 points off of Maryland's turnovers so far tonight.
Jay Chesky goes right at Miller. Chesky to the line, the freshman starting point guard for this Lady Lion team. The first Big Ten meet at Rick Hall.
Mental gymnastics, it was tough.
A wild season all around. Abby Meyers faces up, doesn't need much space, had a lot of it there. Good job by Reynolds, keeping it alive for the Terps. Shyanne Sellers, strong, but a magnificent move to the basket, and yet another try for the Terrapins as Sellers slows things down.
Look how smart Shyanne Sellers is right there. She could have tried to go back in again because she almost had that floater. She looked over at Brenda Freeze. Where you want, Coach? I love it.
Sellers splits defenders, 2 seconds for Abby Meyers. It's been all Meyers in this first half. She's up to 16 points.
Abby Meyers and the rest of Maryland, for that matter.
Abby Meyers and Diamond Miller almost outscoring Penn State on their own. But plenty more to come here from College Park. A feature about Maggie Lucas and highlights and analysis coming your way.
And all 4 of them can do that very well. Create their own shot.
41-18 Maryland. In the first half, shot 72% from 2-point range, and then also 4 of 10 from 3.
Penn State choosing to stick with their zone, trying to clog and take away touches.
Season low for points in a quarter for the Lady Lions, and it was incredibly difficult for them to get in the paint, one of their objectives, and one more time.
Well, their issues this season have been empty possessions, but also the ability to turn teams over at a high volume, but not able to pay it off on the other side. And we've seen that from Penn State in that first half, turning Maryland over 17 times.
Knocked away by Tanaya Thompson. Penn State, of course, looking for a spark defensively.
I'm sorry, only 12 times Penn State has turned them over. Maryland, on the other hand, has turned Penn State over 11 times, and Maryland has scored 17 points off of those. Penn State only 7 points off of those.
And a technical.
We'll take a look and see what happened here. Diamond Miller trying to post up, and she just grabs the arm of Alexa Williamson.
It's actually on Williamson. So Diamond Miller to shoot here. There was cheering and celebration on both sides there. Williamson maybe thought it originally was against Diamond Miller.
Well, I think Alexa Williamson thought the same thing and kind of gave a verbal jabbing back like, yeah, that's for holding my arm. It was very physical down there inside.
So the foul was originally called on Miller. That elicited that clapping response from Alexa Williamson. Then that is what teed her up. So Diamond Miller on the bench with 3 personals right now after that, and Alexa Williamson
still sitting with that zone.
Meyers comes up with it a little too strong. Sellers battling Kapanis, and a whistle.
Shyanne Sellers trying to save the possession and maybe get a second reversal, get it to the third side, but you have to work that zone with passes. And Maryland kept it on the right side of the floor. You can't play to the strength of the zone, which is to get you overloaded and to stay on one side.
Kayla Thomas, new into the game.
2-2-1 now by Penn State. Three-quarter court, just a containment. No traps out of it, Carolyn Keeger told us.
Pinzon quickly gets it over. Maryland just as quickly into their half-court offense. Lots of ball movement, resulting in a 3.
Even though it was just a long 2 on that last one.
Would have been her third 3 that time. Signaled it 2. This Maryland team has adapted so well this season, not just with so many new players, but also not having a true big, having to accept and adapt being that small team that has athleticism and length. And we're going to make it work for us and make it be successful.
No question, their rebounding numbers are definitely down this year as Faith Lasonis gets that one to drop in. I mean, they're only a +5 in the rebounding category, whereas in past seasons they've been +15, +16 on the glass because of their size inside.
That even after a couple decades, you can still be adaptive if you are ready to freeze with the roster that you have. Long 3 by McKenna Marisa. That's her second today, and she's got 12. On the other side, Alexander was fouled. Wooden Award top 20 on the midseason top 10 for the Nancy Lieberman Award for the top point guard.
And she's on Kevin Durant's list as one of his favorite basketball players to watch. As on the list also is Brianna Stewart.
Ilani Kapanis goes all the way to the rim and powers it up.
Ilani Kapanis, she's been known for her defensive prowess, just placed on the list, the watch list for all defensive team this season, and she said that she was so proud of herself for that. She told us today that she has just been working so hard. She's watched videos of Veronica Burton, who was 4 times named Defensive Player of the Year in the Big Ten Conference.
Her body position that she tries to emulate, but thinking about how she watches players' eyes with the ball.
And I thought that was such a chess move mentally to be able to do that as an offensive player.
Aliza Pinzon has that knocked away.
Try to recover there and knock it away. I thought that was all ball.
Sellers.
Soft and easy right there, up and over the rim.
Another high-low between the guards opens it up for Tanaya Thompson for 3.
Tanaya Thompson has made a big difference for Penn State in terms of someone else who can supply some offense outside of McKenna Marisa, who has taken some great shots but has struggled as of late, as you noted.
Last 7 games shooting 32% from the field, a lot of attempts, and she's had to work so hard.
The team needs to shore up some offensive production on a consistent basis. They have been able to do it, but it's been different people every time. The electricity that she's brought to the floor has been really tough for Maryland today.
So you're saying players need to fist pump you before games?
There's a spark over here, that's all I'm saying.
Alexa Williamson showing off the hops, but both times not able to convert right underneath the basket.
They have done that so many times, Sloan. They've missed some bunnies down in there, and I said the margin of error is so small. You've got to be able to knock those in with some force, with contact.
Pinzon flips it up and in off glass for her first bucket today. And another turnover lands in the hands of Alexander. Sellers whips it across and stolen right back by Cash. Thompson, awkward finish, but good. 56-34 Maryland, still with a dominant advantage. Alexander was fouled.
I mean, the competitiveness of this conference is insane. And I love it. And that's just how it should be. Iron sharpens iron. 4 teams go to the Sweet 16 and beyond. So it's because of the toughness of the conference play that carries these teams further into March.
Shania Pintu with the 3. And it just feels like, Christy, you are also someone who is so in tune as a top 25 voter that this feels like a year the door is open for one, maybe even 2 Final Four.
Hey, you never know. I mean, the way the Big Ten teams play defense, I mean, not so much on that particular play.
Abby Meyers has been so smooth today. She's up to 20. Penn State, meanwhile, on offense has hit their last now 4 baskets.
It's a matchup zone that Maryland is presenting here in that rotation along the baseline. A little late to contest at the rim on that one.
Reynolds not ready for the dish from Abby Meyers. Up ahead, Marisa with force.
Got their revenge, I guess, in that particular game, but I think it really did. Like you said, we were talking to Diamond Miller today. She said that was the game that and they did a better job of containing the paint, because in that first game, Alexis Markowski got loose.
Coach Freeze said at the time, as Meyers misfires, Diamond Miller at the line to shoot.
Maryland earlier this season defeated UConn. You know, someone's going to go back and look and see how Maryland beat UConn. So it's all about the recipes, is what I call it. It's the recipes. You steal plays from each other. You steal tactical reasoning.
Mila Reynolds, her first.
I remember Mike Tebow, who is here, by the way. He's the general manager, obviously coached in the WNBA for 20 years in Connecticut and Washington. He said back in the day, we used to have to go to the post office and pick up film and do all these things. And I was like, are you serious? And now it's at the tip of your fingers, so you can just stream. I mean, how lovely is that? But he said it's changed over the years.
It's almost unimaginable that at this point to not have everything so accessible. Marisa has that knocked away. Maryland actually has more turnovers than Penn State at 17 as a matchup, wanting to make sure everything is as tight and executing as best as possible. Got a 10 or 11 second difference, shot and game clock. Press break, Meyers. All day, it's been Abby Meyers, 22 points.
Well, that was strictly solid right there, patience.
And one on the other side, Penn State.
Two-man play right there. Carolyn Keeger said it has to be all 5 being intentional about scoring in the paint, not just their post.
Shyanne Sellers and the Fox Sports app. If you've missed it before, make sure to check it out.
I love getting to know the players beyond their statistical lines.
Marisa has that knocked away at the buzzer. So after 3, it is 65-49 with Maryland on top. You see on that turnaround jump shot just how smooth she is.
Yeah, that's the best shot in basketball, toughest to guard.
Tania Thompson is denied inside and taken away by Miller. Fantastic interior defense, and Miller is wrapped up. Possession arrow, keeping it here.
Shooting it, and it goes in. I mean, she's just incredible when it comes to being a marks woman.
In the corner, it is Sellers switching the 3, and she's the 3rd Terp in double figures with 12.
She has just added so much to her game, and that's what you're supposed to do. You see the biggest jump between freshman and sophomore year in players? Shyanne Sellers, no different.
Basket on the other side for Penn State. Sellers looking for 2 in a row. 15 points for the sophomore.
Ooh-wee.
Pushing them away from the basket, keeping the ball far away from the rim. Now Marisa's got to make something happen. Thomas right there to clean up the boards. But the layup, no good. Up ahead is Meyers, who sneaks away and gets the easy 2.
It's a nice pitch ahead by Shyanne Sellers to Abby Meyers.
Launching a 3, McKenna Marisa.
She got that right before her freshman season last year, and she doesn't mean that to be like a cocky statement whatsoever. It's about the work that she's put in.
The Lady Lions trying to make it 5 games in a row, forcing at least 20 turnovers. Backdoor cut, Marisa takes the contact. Diamond Miller has 3, Sellers with 2. A couple more with 2 as well. Fox Sports app following our broadcast here from College Park. 20-point contest. Pinzon whips it to McDaniel, has time to set, and knocks down the long-range shot.
That's all she needed.
And Thompson, 2 games removed from a season-high 27 points, which was also very efficient against Wisconsin. She was 10 of 13 in that game.
She can get hot in stretches. I mean, Penn State, for the most part, has their starters in, except for 2 players, but they've been able to compete against some tough defense.
3:30 on the clock. Backdoor cut. McDaniel dishes it off to Reynolds, who wasn't quite ready. Marisa, short corner shot is good.
30 days from today, so you need to start making plans now.
Pins on underneath to Reynolds, who moves bodies.
I love the energy for one another.
Gia Cook needs to get on the board, and then every Terp who's appeared will score today. Really honest effort. Kayla Thomas having a great game herself. Has only played 9 games this season. Reynolds going to work, leaping for that rebound, and the bench explodes again.
Reynolds is bringing that here down the stretch for the Terps.
Freshman McDaniel, Cook, and Reynolds. It feels like every team is stacked as we look the rest of the way.
It's a fight to the finish, and you have to be prepared mentally to dig in and give it your best.
Cook will run the point. Kapanis says, I'll take that. Doesn't finish though.
That's a microcosm for Penn State. The ability to get the stop, but not the ability to pay it off with an offensive bucket.
In the corner, Briggs. Let's go with 3. Maryland with a win today. They'll be improving to 18-4 this season, 9-2 in the Big Ten. Kapanis tries to split defenders to try one more time and scores underneath Reynolds.
She stayed with it. Kapanis could have put her head down and just said, oh, it's just not my night, but she stayed with it with persistence and got it to fall.
Penn State will see its record drop to 12-10 overall, 3-8 in the Big Ten. But those 12 wins, already a season high under Carolyn Keever in her 4th season. Pins on, strong from 3. McDaniel, all-out effort today.
Get your face in the fan. Don't be afraid. Her teammates, I don't know if they caught her. Did they reach out to catch her?
I think they were more concerned about themselves getting out of the way.
You got to catch the babies. The seniors are like, hey, you're on your own. And she's like, look, you guys didn't even catch me. She's giving them the blues. You let me just fly into the chair. And Diamond was like, you'll be all right. There's some ice in the back for your forehead. I mean, look at her. Her expression is like, hey, she didn't even try to save me. Just let me take the head.
It was fight or flight.
Well,
they chose flight.
2 of them did. Yeah, they chose flight.
5 seconds on the clock. Pinzon will dribble things out on her bobblehead night. Everything went Maryland's way, and they come away with the 87-66 victory. Led by 20 after the first quarter, held Penn State to 18 first-half points, and hold on for a dominant victory.